And we are live. We are here. We are in charge. The best thing, if you take nothing away from today, is we got two Daves in the house, so that's a big plus.
Boy.
B
Welcome
squared.
back to another episode of Friday Night Live. Today we're talking about veteran topics. We have a special musical guest with us. We're talking about basically acknowledging that it's Friday, and for many it's the end of the week. For some it's the beginning of the week. But guess what? We are here, so we are glad to be able to spend some time. My name is DP, Army Disabled Veteran, and I'll be here joining the amazing crew that we have. Kick it over to Brian, Amy, and then our special guest, which will have to introduce himself. So, Brian, over to
Yeah,
you.
awesome. What's up, DP? Amy, good to have you here, Dave. Brian Lofton, disabled Army vet. Just like DP said, we're just kind of hanging out. Thank goodness it's Friday, and just happy to be here and hang with you guys, brothers and sisters. And if you got nowhere else to go, well, we're here.
We are here. Amy, over to
What's
you.
up, guys? So I was a little hesitant to bring out the microphone tonight because
Uh-oh.
I feel like
Uh-oh.
there's some sort of competition with Dave. But I'm Amy, Air Force disabled. I said disarmy.
Are you trying to run from the army? What's happening here?
No. Air Force disabled vet. And I'm happy to be
Awesome.
here, happy to hang out with Dave tonight and listen to some of his music and get to know him some. So welcome.
Yeah.
Indeed. And we have with us musical guest, veteran. You may have seen some of the amazing work that he has done. You know him as maybe the rock and roll patriot. You know him as Dave Bray USA. Tonight we get to know him as literally a brother in arm, one of our own, veteran musician. And that, I think, by far is the biggest thing I want folks to take away. This is our family, our people. Dave, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself, time of service, and we'll rock and roll, literally and figuratively.
Man. Well, first off, thanks for having me on, guys. Very cool. My name's Dave. I go by Dave Bray USA in the social media circus out there. So all my handles on all the platforms are just Dave Bray at USA on the back end. Singer, songwriter, husband, father. Consider myself a proud patriot of the greatest nation on the planet Earth. I was also a Navy Marine Corps guy. Went in Dixie Cup Navy with the bell bottoms and the whole nine, and then I ended up crossing over the green side with the Marine Corps. I was a combat medic for the sniper teams. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
My nephew actually, he's a medic, and I want to say he went green. He's a corpsman rather with the Navy, and same trajectory I believe as well. So he's kind of moving around doing some amazing things there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was. If I say corpsman, people have no idea, but if I say combat medic, for some reason they understand that.
It's like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. And
So
you know,
first off, you got to whiteboard it for them. You're like, see, the Department of the Navy is over here. The Marine Corps
Over
is
here.
over here.
and then when you move it to this side,
Bomber is one amphibious unit when we get mobile. When that happens, you got to take some medical personnel. And,
you pretty much lost everyone at amphibious. That's when you lost the army already.
Right. It's like I should have just been like 0311. This is so easy. Like, everybody gets it.
Some of our army brothers and sisters are like, wait a minute, amphibious? That means water. We don't do too much of that. Amy's like, that thing that we see on airplanes when we're flying high. What is that about?
Oh, wow. It's really.
For those that are watching, we're going to bring up some comments. Let us know the time that you served. Let us know the branch that you served. We want to be able to also bring you up. We have Lisa here with us, hanging out, giving us some love. Hello to everyone and happy Friday. We have Eric Ranks with us as well in the comment section saying good evening to everyone. My favorite Marine, your favorite Marine, you all need to get his crayons. We got Frank with crayons ready to eat.
Yes.
Dave, let me ask you, have you heard of crayons ready to eat yet?
Are they? Yeah, I thought all crayons were ready to eat. I served with the Marine Corps, so we eat them all. We don't discriminate whether they're ready or not. We don't cook them. We don't microwave them. They're all ready. You just got to put them on and go to work.
Sad part is, I'm sure someone did microwave a crayon at some point or another. That's not a good souffle. But I want to introduce you to Crayons Ready to Eat LLC. Frank, one of the co-founders over there. He actually made the first CRE, like a MRE, crayon ready to eat. They're actually chocolate crayons. They look like a crayon. They come in a combat little pouch like a CRE, MRE, and they can be used for coloring, but they're actually chocolate. So the world's first actual edible by everyone crayon. Some will say, wait a second, I'm missing the
man.
chocolate.
Time out. You gotta pump the brakes there. They're made out of chocolate.
Yep.
Then what's the point, man? I don't get it.
You lost me. Where's the wax?
There's something that can linger around in my mouth for a while, and like I can make a ball out. Do you guys remember those little wax bottles that had the juice in them? You just put came in like a row.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you had to squeeze it out, and you squeeze too much, you get
And
You just threw the whole bottle in your mouth, right?
Yeah, and then you just chew on the wax for a little bit till you gag and then spit it out.
And you got all the juices out. That's old school stuff there.
Yeah, man.
Some love coming your way from Eric Ranks. Lisa's showing some love. The one and only David Bray USA in the house. Some heart emojis coming your way.
Yeah.
Let's see. Of course, we told you right before we went on live, Dave. Amy is going to sing today. Her mic works. It's been a common thing, and every time we bring a musician on, like you have a Shure mic and you have a nice setup there. Amy has her own mic. We don't know what's wrong with it. Every time there seems to be something, either the wiring, the battery, but she always has it as a prop. So we think it's like one of those like prop things used in the movie, doesn't really get used. But you will see that microphone come up.
The karaoke mic that goes Bluetooth to the car.
Yep.
Karaoke one.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
Well,
Yes. So, Eric, I'm not singing tonight because Dave is on. I'm not going to steal the show from Dave.
We're waiting.
and I have to take a little responsibility. I still have the battery, so I haven't actually shipped that to Amy yet. So her mic doesn't quite work yet.
Thank you, Brian.
What branch were you in, Amy, again?
Air Force.
Okay.
And
Well,
I
they
never
probably
ate
eat
an
batteries,
MRE.
right? They eat batteries.
Yeah. Well, I never
We go
ate
through
an
crayon.
MRE, but I got some MREs here. Some more MREs.
I'm not gonna go down this rabbit hole. All I'm gonna
But we
say,
all know that the MRE is Air Force prop too. Them people have never tasted a damn Five Fingers of Death or the hand brick or none of that. You know damn well
That is
they
true.
they
That is
airdrop chow to them. It's like lobster tail,
lobster tail steak with a
You know, I have
fraggle
drool
of.
and butter, so.
Would you like it medium or well done? Fun fact,
Yeah,
Dave.
how would you like it cooked?
You are prophetic,
Exactly.
because I'll tell you what. Amy actually ate her first MRE a few weeks ago, right here, live on this show.
Still
So-
has not pooped.
No, she has not. What's
Right.
going on, Joe Compton? Joe, U.S. Navy retired, 100% disabled. Thank you for hanging out with us here, Joe. Appreciate you, brother. We got one of our big supporters as well here, Jerry Adams, Navy, 66 to 79, Greenboro, North Carolina. I would say we had to pull his 214 because I'll tell you, there's sometimes when you have to say, wait a minute, I don't know if Jerry really is telling us the truth of his age. So I'm gonna ask Dave, since he's here, he'll be part of the support of the feedback loop here. But this is Jerry rocking some of our swag. And I said, wait a second, there is no way in heck Jerry was in 66 to 79, maybe 89 to 96. But
good in the swag,
man, I'm telling you. But one of our greatest supporters here, Jerry, hanging out with us here. So glad to have you.
Guy during Vietnam era, Navy. Right?
Yeah, officer status
was
at
he
that
on the
too.
Forrestal by any chance? Yes, no on the Forrestal. I guess we won't know. I guess
He'll comment in a second. We'll find out in 1 second.
I got a good friend. He was a radio guy up here. His name was Dan Steele, and he was on the Forrestal and deployed. I want to say it's the Gulf of Tonkin, but I can't be 100%. But he actually, he was deployed and off the coast of Vietnam. So
wow.
Man.
Yeah.
And anybody in the Navy knows that during your basic training, they show this old black and white video of the Forrestal literally burning. I mean, the whole aircraft carrier is getting torched and they're jettisoning. They're describing what a jettison is and like definition and things like that. But anyway, shout out to the Vietnam vets. Welcome home. You never got it and you deserved it. And now, strangely enough, I kind of feel like our law enforcement is that target right now. You guys feeling that, or I mean, it just seems that way? They're getting treated like those Vietnam guys did back in the day.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's funny. We and Brian were talking about that today. So for those that don't know, I've shared a few times. So not only am I a disabled Army veteran, but I'm also medically retired from law enforcement. So I was actually one of the first responders in Ground Zero, 9/11. So my heart bleeds two different ways because I've seen exactly to that point that epidemic, even on the first responder side, the suicide rates that are going up, the neglect, all the things that are going on there, which is to your point, heartbreaking what's happening as well. So 100% agree there. Frank giving a shout out to you. Corman's up. We got Roberto Serrato in the comment section. USMC 7 years. What's going on, Robert? Appreciate you for being here.
Yes.
Where are these people? Where are these guys from? Like, do we know their like location and stuff?
No, let us know, Robert. Folks, let us know where you're from. We know Jerry's in Greenboro, North Carolina. So let us know the location of where you are at. Lisa loves your background, by the way, Dave. So she's saying love the flag background. So big up to you there. Yeah. Let's see. The real deal. Here we go. Joe Compton, FMF Sailor, 83 to 03.
That was 8404.
Yeah. Let's see. Frank sending some love your way. We have Suzanne with us. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you, Dave. Suzanne Menges in the comment section coming from YouTube.
Yeah.
We have Jesse in the comment section coming at us, one of our very own from YouTube land, saying, what is going on?
Shout out for Sue Menges. She's we see her about once or twice a year, but she's always like supermoto on promotions and stuff on all of our social media sites. She's awesome. She at first, you get like you're thinking, oh my gosh, we got ourselves a clinger, but she's actually like a really true patriot. She does diamonds and denim and stuff out of Florida, and she's actually traveling like across Florida to help out with a couple events we're doing down there. One is coming up next week. At it's called Caddy for a Cure, and it's an organization that raises money for it's basically a birth defect. It's called Fanconi's anemia, and if you've ever seen not what we would refer to as a little person or a midget, but even smaller than that, they're very, very tiny babies, and they don't usually live to be past about the age of 20 or late teens. But Fanconi's anemia is just one of the things that Caddy for a Cure does, and Sue's going to come help volunteer for that. So we got, like I said, we got awesome. Some true patriots out there. Yeah, and Sue's one of them.
Yeah, we'd love to find out more about that and really kind of share that and let our folks know how to get behind and support that there. So awesome. It's a pleasure meeting you, Susan, for sure. We got Jody T here in the comments as well, saying, love you, Dave Bray,
Jody,
and all your veterans.
Mine. Yeah.
She's
one of my Midwestern Ohio girls. Yeah. Yeah,
thanks for being
an Ohio
here.
Girl. She we got Jody hooked up. She came out to one of the Midwest barbecue for the Braves. I think it was last year or 2 years ago, and you get a raffle ticket on the way in, and she won the 50-50 on the raffle. And it was pretty nice. Like she got a nice chunk for that. So Jody's also a super fan, and just like I said, shout outs to Jody and appreciate her as well for all she does in support of our mission. Of course, our mission is our ministry, and that's all. I couldn't do it without the people that support us for sure, and Jody's one of them.
Amen. Jerry did give us a quick answer. Vietnam offshore combat zone, end of 72, early 73, his location down there.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You're welcome home.
One question for you. Lisa is asking.
Here we go. Now, sorry guys, that was a great interview. We'll see.
It was real,
dark.
guys.
It's getting super dark.
It's getting super dark. Gotta go now.
No, I'll take a couple questions. I don't mind. Let's go.
No, just literally, Lisa was asking, are you going to sing for us? Is one of the questions. We're sure some music or whatnot, but I can't speak to. I know for a fact that we can't definitely be backup singers, maybe dancers, but that's about as good as we get.
Yeah, we'll see about singing. It depends how late it gets.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't want you guys to lose listeners. We want to keep them here. You know what I mean? That's the idea.
We got Mark USMC coming at us from Florida. Frank is in Lakeside, California. Robert is over in Merced, California. Joe's coming at us from Donna, Texas.
I just left Texas.
Oh,
I literally
whereabouts?
just flew back yesterday. And where is he saying he's from? Donna. Okay. I just left Dallas Fort Worth area. Great organization down there, working with Operation Rock the Troops and Battle Dogs, and we went up to Alaska for a songwriting camp. We took 4 veterans up there, and we basically had a week in Alaska, and we were given a mission to come back and write a song. So we, sitting around like the campfires at night, and throughout the day, we created this amazing song called Highway Home. It was all videoed and documented by 1307 Productions. And I just went to the movie premiere 2 nights ago, and it was like, I was truly stunned, because we wrote the song, we recorded a demo in Alaska, then we flew back down to Dallas and recorded a version of the song, like a high professional version in a studio. We didn't have all the studio gear we needed in Alaska. So we flew down to Dallas, went down there, recorded the actual studio version of the song, the studio cut. And then this last time I just flew down, we finished up the actual rock music video. So it got the rock star treatment. But this whole Highway Home mission and Battle Dogs, what it's all about is basically finding veterans and helping to empower them by using the arts, because the arts can help you heal, whether it's tying flies, or music, or painting, or drawing, or stacking rocks, or even landscaping is art, nature art, and so to speak. And so we're trying to inspire veterans to move towards things that can be creative, because creativity has its own healing mechanism. When people get creative, they feel like they're contributing to society in a way, and we're trying to inspire more vets to find a creative outlet, and that's what we're doing at Battle Dogs and Operation Rock the Troops. It was pretty cool, man. It was really great to see it on the big screen last week.
That's awesome. Yeah, and we saw we have some notes on that. We're going to share some of those links as well. That was an amazing experience that just premiered literally a few days ago. So I'm sure that was a very powerful being able to come together with Battle Dogs and what they were doing. And we'll share some of that here in a second as well. Cool. Which is, I think,
Sorry, again, stepping out of.
Oh, no. Not at all. We want to make sure that we get it to the folks so they can have the links to find it, because I'm sure folks want to be able to share that, see it, support it. So we'll also start having the links popping up here in a few. So you got a shout out here from Eric saying, hey, he'd love to connect, to reach out. We actually are putting together a charity event called Military Veteran Mental Health Charity next month, sending love to veterans. We have some musicians that are kind of coming together, so like Stephen Cade and a few others, the Marine rapper and so forth, are supporting. So I think Eric is going to be also trying to reach out. So that's going to be something, maybe the schedules may align or not, but we'll take it offline and try to see if we connect you as well there for that charity event happening in Clubhouse and streaming in different apps.
Cool.
In May.
Can we talk for a second about the Marine rapper, man?
Yeah.
I mean, this dude, I have never seen anyone attack social media like that guy. Mm-hmm. I am blown away by his talent and what seems to be an endless supply of it. I'm just like it feels like it's single after single. It's visualizer after visualizer. It's art after art. I mean, he is. I want to be TMR when I grow up, man. I'm telling you. I love it though. I love it, man. He rides. The cool thing about this dude is that, and if people haven't heard of the Marine rapper, you guys got to check him out. I gave him shout outs on all my pods, man.
Oh yeah, no, we had him here. He's actually one of our collaborators, and helping us out on the musical side. He is amazing.
It's crazy, yeah. I mean, and when if you go to his Insta or whatever, you check out his pages, and he is riding right where he needs to be. If you've ever seen a surfer ride a wave and there's a pocket of space that a surfer has to, it's like the workspace. A surfer can be in and out of that pocket of space, and he is just right there, right on the cusp of what is happening in pop culture. Like I saw the other day, he had a pair of sneakers out that were like Ephesians 6:11 sneakers. And I'm like, come on, get him, boy. I feel like he's our dog in the fight when it comes to pop culture.
Yes.
Dig
So
that cat, dude. Yeah.
I actually just bought those for my son for his graduation.
I want somebody to buy. I'm a 12, so if
Because-
anybody. Actually, he should just give me a pair. All the plugs I've been doing for these dang things. He's probably selling sneakers left and right. He's like, why am I selling sneakers off? So, he kills it, man.
No, he is it's amazing what he is doing, and they're actually just launching their Patriot tour. So him, Topher, D Nice, and a few others, and we'll share the link as well. But they have their Patriot tour coming around, and I think David, I'd like if you can weigh in on this. I think one of the things we've tried to really share with our community is that for many of these veteran artists who are independent, it's amazing what they're doing because another level to what TMR is doing, he is independent, right? He's not tied to anybody else. It's grassroots, and for him to be topping charts and doing that, not only is it amazing, but it takes a community to support what he's doing, to be able to put things together, which is different than when you're tied to a label and there's funds there to do things. Like literally, the reason and the way that they're going to be able to get out there and do amazing things is with the community support, being able to back that up. Can you share a little bit from your perspective, which I think as we start to transition, well, actually, so I'll ask that, then we'll kind of go back a little bit. But what are your thoughts for those out there, for people that don't know, when it comes to independent musicians and kind of having to go at it alone, what the support of the community mean? You kind of alluded to it earlier, having your super fans and supporting you here. But for those that don't know, it's a whole different world when you're kind of out there grassrooting it and going at it on your own.
Well, for sure, and especially with the censoring of social media, nowadays, and that's why I tread a little more lightly than TMR and some of these other artists do. I do that on purpose though, because I would say I'm more of a corporate entity instead of like a rogue artist. I spend a lot of time working with the nonprofit community, and it's not that I don't have a stance. It's not that I don't have a perspective. It's just one that I share directly to my people that get my newsletter. They'll get the real sort of how I feel stance about the news of the day. So if anybody wants to subscribe, shameless plug, go to DaveBrayUSA.com and hit the subscribe button and check it out. But looking at it from an artistic perspective, everything that a lone artist or independent artist, whether you're in the military community or whether you're not in the military veteran community, no matter what, the beauty of this day and age, right? So when I was a kid, when I first started out in this business, and I got a couple decades of strong work in this business. When I first started out, the only way to get your music out there was to grind. You got out there and you played show after show after show, night after night after night, and you gave CDs out to anybody who would take them from you. And that was the game. And if you got somebody from a radio station that saw what you were doing or shot a video, it wasn't on a cell phone, like it was on a camcorder, and we didn't have the instant live access to be able to display our art. We didn't have those things. It was all physical grind. So it's a double-edged sword, right? So you have social media, which you could drop a video tomorrow and go global. You know what I mean? Everything that you do would be completely touched by gold from that point on. You'd have 1 million people reaching out for you to sell their record, to sell their stuff, to sell their junk. It can happen overnight, and that's what the beauty of social media is for these artists. It's also a wake-up call for a lot of artists. You know what I mean? They may think that they have something or that they're onto something. And this is not a deterrent, but it is something that I've learned is that it's an immediate market response. So if I have a song and I put it out there and it does gangbusters, that's an immediate market response. You got immediate feedback. You have immediate statistics. You have backwall information. You know where to market. You know all of these insights from behind the scenes that you never had before, and it gives the artist an amazing tool to use. But now guys like me, I'll put out a song and I'm not a TNA guy. You won't see a bunch of ladies shaking their wops and all that stuff. It's just not going to happen on my page. You know what I mean? I got kids and I got family, and I want to leave a positive wake.
Yep.
And it's just, for whatever reason, if it's not shock value or pop culture, tip of the tongue on everybody's tongue, or the hashtag of the day, it rounds off. It goes up with the push and it comes back down. But that's just the name of the game in music today. Like, people don't even listen to songs more than once and then they're done. You know what I mean? It's very rare that you'll find somebody that's willing to listen to one song, go download the song, and then listen to that song, go download the album, listen to the album, go buy a t-shirt, buy the t-shirt, tell a friend. And that's what you want. You want somebody to get so much invested into what you are doing to be like, you know what, I'm going to actually tell somebody about this. And my only piece of advice that I can give to anybody is, you can, as an artist, you can get a CD for right around $2 to $3. You know, when you're first starting out, you get 50 to 100 CDs. And if you can get those CDs into somebody's hands, don't just give them one, give them two. Because if they like your CD, they're not going to want to give it up, right? But if they like your album enough, they'll pass it on to somebody. And that has been our market employee for the last 10 years, is if somebody wants to buy a t-shirt or anything off the store at DaveBray USA.com, they're going to get a free album, but they're not just going to get one, they're going to get two. So that way they have one to give it. It's a pay it forward thing. And again, my music and my mission is my ministry. The more people that hear it, the better. I don't care how many people buy it. I just want them to listen because I feel like the message is important.
And I want to go over to Brian, because Brian has been, obviously listening to some of your music, and even for himself, being a man of faith and being able to kind of relate to, your ministry and your music and your message and the things that you are putting out there. Brian, talk to me a little bit about your impression, because you've been pretty much, if you ever got a message, Dave, out there of, hey, your music is being spun so many times because, someone's watching it over and over, Brian is over there digitally burning that, those tracks over and over.
Yeah, you know how you used to have your collection of cassettes, right? And you'd pop it into the boombox, and I tend to kind of run through those songs so that the tape wears out, and whatever the digital that is, I think the analytics stopped counting me, pretty early on. But no, I mean your music.
You a couple hundred more devices, you can do some damage with those numbers.
Right. I just need to go to every individual mobile device and be a unique count, right? So, but I mean, your music is awesome. Your message is awesome. The values of your message is what the world needs, but what America needs. And so, finding an artist who has that faith. In fact, I even, I only know of one other country artist, Wade Hayes, that, happened to actually go to my congregation when I was younger. But, just like with TMR, yourself, finding somebody with faith in the music industry, you're expecting to see that TNA that you just talked about instead of family values. And patriotism and positive support, right? Instead of tearing somebody else down, tearing some other institution down, it's uplifting, it's encouraging, it's supportive, and that's really something that I think can draw people as they give it a chance.
You mentioned the critical thing, and that is trying to elevate yourself without ripping people apart. And we're seeing so much of that. And like I said, I just did a Freedom Friday post that goes out to my subscribers at DaveBrayUSA.com. They get this little newsletter every Friday, and I talk about basically the news has chosen about 40 little narratives that it keeps perpetuating out into the people, and those narratives are nothing but Pavlovian bells to make people trigger. And when you trigger for one side or the other, they got you. You've turned your back on the big picture, and the big picture is the Constitution, our freedom. And the reason that they do so many of these things, these push button items, racism, sexism, feminism, all these isms, right? So then virus, masks, no masks, vaccines, no vaccines, businesses shut down, open up, churches, yes, Walmart, this, that, and the other thing. The reason they do this is that you are not focusing on what their pen is doing. You're not focusing on what their agenda truly is and who the real string pullers are. And so when I see this, and again, nothing against those who are fighting the fight, right? So if you're out there in the pop culture war and you're fighting on behalf of faith, and you're fighting on behalf of conservative values, in my opinion, what I believe is a good thing for this country, and if you're fighting for the right things, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're holding the Constitution and our freedom out in front of you first, and you're fighting under that umbrella. But as soon as you veer off that, as soon as you go to your own thing and be like, nope, this is all about this color of people, or this is all about this group of people, and we are the ones being, hated on next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As soon as you do that and you engage in that conversation that does not have the greater good of the next generation in mind, as soon as you are pushing the Constitution aside and fighting a different battle, then the battle you have engaged in is against your fellow countrymen. And what is happening is we have been so divided in so many different directions. It's not even black and white anymore. It is 360 degrees of people just bickering and arguing and taking cases on things that have nothing to do with the freedoms and liberties of this Constitution and this country. And that Constitution doesn't care if you're gay, straight, lesbian, queer. It doesn't even care if you don't know what you are. It doesn't care if you're black, white, Asian. It doesn't care what race you are. That Constitution is the umbrella of freedom that should 100% be at the top of every argument that even comes across any news feed that comes out. Anybody wants to go take it any way they want to take it, go to the Constitution first and then fight your battle.
Right. No, and I love that, Dave, because I think, what I love about that position and being able to talk about these things is that we can disagree, but again, it's the extremism that becomes the issue, to your point, right? That when you start, like you said, right, hey, you're trying to make this now your own personal thing, you're trying to inject that. We've seen that in so many circles, and all it does is divide. It doesn't help anything at all. But I love that position. I love that truth, because again, that's what's needed. That's what I think you saw some comments that I was bringing up from some of your supporters. You stand for a lot of things, a lot of good things. And what I love is, like, people are detecting here, are seeing is Dave is so real, right? I see his messaging. And I think that's the power of having conversations like this, because you can agree with the music, you can love the music, but being able to actually hear the man, the woman behind the art, I think it's powerful to be able to kind of get behind the mind of what motivates you and what really, drives you. I want to jump to your website and kind of show viewers where to find you, sign up for your subscription list and so forth. But one of the things I want to ask you before we go there is, and again, this is a conversation that we'll have in a later day as a one-on-one and a deep dive, but you went from service and you went to music. When did the love of music start for you, period? Is that something you had in childhood? Is it something you found after service? Is it something that kind of pushed you through? Dave Bray, music, when did that marriage happen in your heart?
So the first time I heard music in England, I was born in England. My dad was an NSA worker. He was an agent, and he worked overseas. And I actually went to an English preschool as a young boy from 3, 4, and 5 years old. And over there, you sing hymns in church, and the preschool's through the church. So the first time I can remember locking into a song we were singing. It may have been Amazing Grace. I can't remember, but we were singing a hymn as a young, when I say young, youth group, we were 4 and 5 years old. So I can remember hearing the way the church sounded and how it felt like we were making the church come to life as a bunch of little kids. And back then, man, if you sang out of key or out of tune, you got a schwacking. You got and you had to stand, tiny little neck, little hat. And so that was kind of where it started. Came over to America, and 5-year-old kid, had my dad's records. When he would leave, I would mess around and look through his records. I thought the pictures were cool, and started listening and listening to what my parents listened to, which was some funk, some Spyro Gyra, Car Wash, all kinds of stuff, and then the Police, and then some classic rock stuff, and then some Ray Charles, some Beatles, some, early kind of, not dark rock. So pre-Zeppelin kind of rock, you know what I mean? Before things sort of took a turn. And that's what I was into, you know what I mean? And then I went to church, obviously, with the family. I met the PK. I was the kid that was, I was in the church choir. And then when we were done singing, we would go to the back of the church, and the preacher's kid had a Walkman with Metallica and Justice for All. Okay. And I, at the time, was into hip-hop, early hip-hop, some Public Enemy, some Street Beats, that Sugar Hill Gang, like that kind of stuff, Breaking,
Mm-hmm.
Breaking 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was the
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff I was listening to. And so we switched tapes, and I heard Blackened coming in on this tape, and I was just like, okay, I'm done with hip hop. That ain't my world anymore. Metallica became my life, and after Metallica, I went and bought every tape I could, everything I could. I just listened. That's it. It was my blood. So
Yes.
I wanted to be a Metallica rock band, and that was where that kind of started. So there were some kids that were banging around and making noise, and I found this guy named Sean one day. We had a well, I'm sure it's happened in a lot of schools, but we had a car accident that had killed one of the kids on my football team. His name was Vaughn Kraut, and Vaughn and some friends were in an accident. He passed away that morning, and they basically just said to the school, no classes today. We're just gonna sort of just take a moment and mourn Vaughn. And they had like counselors in classes and all this stuff, and it was dark. It was bad. And I walked to go to the auditorium where they were basically saying everybody could come, and I walked past the auditorium, and I heard down in the band room somebody just ripping Freebird, right? And I'm hearing, and I'm like, is that a record playing? And the closer I got, I realized, dude, that's somebody playing live. And my buddy is down there, and he's playing a freaking Slash Les Paul Gibson, and it sounded beautiful, man. And I sat there and I was like, can you play this song? Can you play that song? Can you play this song? And we just went through a catalog of music that I knew, and I started like sitting there singing, and that was it. I was hooked, right? So, I muscled my way into that little project. We started getting into rocking out in the garage and basement, and we played, a couple little parties, and then we also played the talent show my senior year. But I was, by that time, ready to go in the military. So I was sort of left with a choice. God even broke my ankle before I went in the military and said, hey, last chance, hey, I'm giving you an option, because I missed my original deployment date to go because I broke my ankle on a basketball injury, and I was delayed entry. So God said, I'll give you a choice right here. What are you going to do? So I healed up and I chose the military, and I'm glad that I did. You know what I mean? I'm glad that I served. I don't know that I was ready for music and rock and roll and all that kind of stuff. And what the service element did for me was it gave me a moment to take a step back and really try to realize what I was doing and where I was. And again, once I crossed over from the Navy to the Marine Corps, it was even bigger step back. And just to realize what the military was. But I kept writing music the whole time I was in. I basically had a moment of, it was a temper tantrum. That's why I left. There was this situation of nepotism where I felt as though I was overlooked for an advancement because I was in the field with sniper teams for weeks at a time. I missed an advancement test, and then I wasn't able to retake it for months, and I was very much a hard charger, and the fact that I was not going to be on first advancement, it infuriated me. I was like, this is bullshit. This is not supposed to happen. That's not what's supposed to happen in a military unit. And so I broke out, man, and I was angry at the military, but I was proud of my service. But I was still more angry than proud. And my first band was angry. So that's where that sort of came from. I was a rocker, but it was spiritually angry, and we were exercising demons on that stage because, like I said, it came from a Metallica meets Motorhead meets something even darker. Like, I can't explain it, but it was super beautiful and melodic, and we would just take people on this journey, and then all of a sudden it would just start rising up, and anger was just like, people would just be like, my God, Dave, what you look like a man possessed.
Yeah.
But that's the level of anger that I was feeling, and that's where I realized music was healing me, even in that time. It was my way of healing. So again, with the missions that we are doing now, you know what I mean? I try to get my music and the songs that I write to heal people that are in dark places, because I've seen what happens when anger takes over instead of, finding healing.
And thank you, because again, that's powerful for people to see and understand just kind of how we got to this point, because you may have some fans that just never knew. You kind of did say it, but for those, I know Brian knows, but for those that don't know what a PK is, being a pastor's kid, like, that's a whole different world. If you don't know what a PK is, that upbringing from there to being where you were at, using music being in that zone. I think it's amazingly powerful. Lisa has a comment for you here saying she loves your newsletter. I want to jump over to the web to show folks how to find you. For those out there who may have not seen or may not know, DaveBrayUSA.com is where you'll be able to find all the information, the things that are going on, shopping, his shop, downloading his music, tour information, his newsletters, his social media platforms, a one-stop shop of amazing things here. Dave, what are some things you'd like people to know here when they come to your site?
So again, we were talking about the artist and being independent. So we have obviously a Venmo and a PayPal. If you're just like the mission, you like what you see, if you get it and understand it, and you understand that basically what it takes for me to go across the country and sometimes, cover my own travel and cover expenses and to be able to support my family, it does take an army. So there's a Venmo and a PayPal there. If you just want to support, that's there. But if you want something in return, and I'm all about that, I print and do all my own T-shirts and merchandise. So like I literally bought all the printing gear and I print every T-shirt that goes out the door. There they are, and sweatshirts and stuff like that. So if there's something that you like there, support that way. And anything that you buy or purchase from the store, you always are going to get 2 free Music on a Mission albums, and I autograph them, and I give you a little thank you note with every purchase that goes out. You don't just get some printout and some no-name box. You get, it's personal, and I want you to know that when you support my mission, I'm thanking you personally, and that's what you get when you come to this site. So that's cool looking. You guys got a good little spot there.
So here, to your point, Jody's saying Dave's music has faith throughout. Make sure to look him up on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at Dave Bray USA. To the fact of the swag, we have Deb also here with us, commenting that I have worn all of the T-shirts and have worn one every day since last March. Also pass along CD to every firefighter, police officer, military that I've run across. To your point of, hey, don't just get something for yourself, but get one for someone else to pass it along. Because if it's healing to you and beneficial, you can pay it forward as well.
Absolutely. We want that to be sort of the element that brings you into our mission, is because here's what happens when you take a CD that you've listened to 100 times and you hand it to someone and you say, hey, I want you to have this. You are then in the loop. You then understand what it's like to give something to someone else. And the giving is the best part, because you can hand somebody a red Solo cup, right? And just be like, bam, here's a red Solo cup. And they're just like, well, man, I don't need a red Solo cup, until all of a sudden they're out in the middle of nowhere thirsty. And they're like, man, thank God that guy gave me that red Solo cup, right? So when you hand somebody an album and you say, thank you for your service, this music and this mission is something I want to share with you. I want you to hear it. I want you to listen to it. It allows you to understand what it feels like from my perspective. To be able to give and to have people say thank you means more to me than, millions of dollars and all that kind of stuff. But if you can, like I said, it's grassroots. It's the epitome of grassroots, and that's what I want from people. I want people to experience what it's like to give something to a stranger, especially somebody in uniform, or serving the country. It's an amazing feeling to give back to these people. I want everyone to experience it.
We have Elliot McKenzie joining us as well, another artist out there, the R&B vet, doing amazing things, saying, get some Dave, also coming from the Marine Corps side of the house. Music saved lives. Yes. So there's a lot of conversation happening, just kind of pulling up specific ones. And we're going to go and listen actually to one of your tracks here. But a lot of love coming in. Some of the comments, I'm kind of bringing them up as we're going. Lisa saying music is therapy. The minute you talked about your roots and kind of what really motivated you, some folks were really just kind of jiving in the comment section as far as Metallica and things of that such. So pretty cool conversations happening. But I want to definitely share and make a hop over here. So we are looking at here A Better Man by Dave Bray, one of the newest tracks that you have. I really want to be able to share that with folks that may have not as of yet been blessed by this, but I want to ask you before I play it, for folks, if you don't mind, anything you want to share for those that may have not yet listened to this track or seen this video.
Nah, man, nothing to share.
Let's rock.
Just kidding. Wait.
Oh.
Wait. Pause it. Seriously. No, there's a backstory, right? So, I hope some of your fans know who Ray Kashkar is. Ray Kashkar is a Navy SEAL. He's on Instagram, and the guy is literally they're going to put an element on the periodic chart named like Ray Kashkar, and he emotes so much motivation on a daily basis to people. He's just an unbelievable guy, but he's also an ex-Navy SEAL or Navy SEAL Continuum, retired. And he does like, I forget what it is. I want to say it's 22 push-ups a minute for an hour every Sunday. Brings people on from all around the world. He's just a motivator, right? So we were looking for a subject to play our homeless veteran, and we were filming right out of Virginia Beach, and I knew he was down there, and I had some other buddies that were down that way, but I really wanted Ray, and because I've met Ray a few times, and again, he just emotes a vibe, man. You either and dude, I'm telling you, he's like a dog. If you smell fear, he's gonna come at you. You know what I mean? He's just that guy. But he's coming at you to test you, to bring you up to the next level that he knows he can get out of you. And that's what I love about this dude. So Ray, like I said, I'm like, Ray, I give him a call, man. How would you feel about being in a music video? And I think his initial reaction was TNA, cracking beers, jumping out of planes, being what he is, right? And he's like, yeah, man, whatever. I was like, well, before you say yeah, let me preface this, dude. We're gonna take you out. We're gonna dress you up. We're gonna scuzz you down, and we're gonna throw you out on the streets of Virginia Beach with, basically a homeless veteran sign that you're gonna carry around, and we're gonna videotape you from afar, and see what kind of reactions we get from people, and we're gonna just kind of put you through the ringer here. And I'm sorry to, I don't know if you'll even do this. And he's just like, dude, I'll punch you in the face for even thinking I wouldn't. You know what I mean? He's just that guy, So talking to Ray, we got Ray on board, and he's just like, anything you need, whatever you want, let me know. Here's the dates I have. So I send the videographer and his team down, and they film some of this just amazing footage. But what the rub, I guess, or the thing that you'll find in this video is that, there's an element of faith, and it's brought in, and this is the beauty of the way that I write music, and I'm not bragging, but I tuck the faith so deep and so far back in that it would take, you'd have to get some, surgical tools sometimes to find it in the song. But pretty much every song I've ever written has this element in it, and the video shows it, and it's like, man, it gives me goosebumps even thinking about it. But Ray crushed it. Our director of photography and videographer, his name's Curtis Boggs. He's out of Stage Right Productions in Virginia Beach. He just killed it. He's, like I said, it was just an amazing team, a group of small, just a small group of people with an idea. I threw this idea together, and these guys just made it happen. And the song Better Man, again, as we're sitting here allowing our borders to be infiltrated, call it what you want, call it a crisis. It is 100% an infiltration. We need to take a moment before we spend another dollar at that border. We need to take care of our homeless veterans, because we promised that we would not leave a man behind, whether we were in a war zone, and that goes for foreign and domestic. And we got about 30-some, 40-some thousand of them that probably feeling pretty left behind right now. And I think that while we're cashing $1 trillion checks, we can write a couple million out per city. Yes. And we can put up a building for these guys so that they have a home.
I love that, and it's a powerful video. I know, we've seen it already. We want the people to enjoy this, but I don't want us to take this journey alone. We're gonna go ahead and bring the Marine rapper also with us on this journey and enjoy. So we got TMR in the room as well. What's going on? Dave Bray, TMR. We are here. We are live. A better man is coming at you. TMR, we had to bring you in to join us and absorb this powerful message and this amazing stuff. Dave Bray loves you, so we'll catch up in a second, but the people need this. What's up, TMR?
Nothing much, man. How you guys doing tonight?
We're about to rock and roll here in a second.
Hey, shout out to Dave Bray, man. Hey, the love is mutual, man. I just been super busy, but I had to come by and support your drop, bro.
I appreciate that, man. I was telling him, I was like, you are our dog in this fight right now, this pop culture fight. You are out there swinging, And I said, man, you're like a surfer that knows exactly where to be on the wave at all times. Thank God for your discipline. Thank God for your tactic, and thank God for what you are doing, my friend. I think you're doing the Lord's work, and I'm proud to support you. I'm absolutely just blessed that you even stopped in and see us tonight.
Well, thank you. Thank God for you, man. And I just thank you for inspiring everybody to be better men and women.
Look, well played. Without further ado, let's go ahead and give the people what they need and can be blessed by.
Blind all my life until I met you. You showed me the light, but you taught me to build a better man. Got my hands away from sin. Amen. But you promised me you'd always be there through the worst of times and the suffering. Taught me to build a better man. And you got my hands away from sin. Amen. But the darkness wins when I let it in, and the shadows, they overtake me. Ooh, and I'm blinded once again. But you told me down to build a better man. You told me down to build a better man. And you got my hands away from sin. You tore me down to build me back again. So let the darkness come, let's tear me down again. You can tear me down, you can tear me down, you can tear me down to the end. So when I take my final breath, I'll be a better man. I was blind all my life.
Yes, that is better man, folks. Check out Ray and his wife here.
That is.
So the faith element, man, the guy. If you watch that video, you'll see Ray, and he's the homeless veteran played by Ray Kashkar. He's the Navy SEAL, super motivator. Go follow him. But you'll see Ray, and he's like in the beginning of the video, he's actively searching, right? You know what I mean? As veterans, man, we have hope. We are looking. The sign just says need help. That's it. Just need help. Right? It doesn't say, hey, I'm homeless, I'm out of job. It just say, I need help. And nobody, not one car stopped, not one person stopped throughout the whole thing. And he was freezing his balls off for real in that video. And he's just like, dude, just let's finish this thing up. And he just kind of we told him, hey, you got to put the sign down and just sit. And like when he gave up, that's when we were like, man, we should have this sort of element come in. And if you look, you can tell it's a soldier walks up, drops this cross in his hat, and he makes his way to this church and he finds his faith in it. Of course, it's bringing him back to his family. It's bringing him back to his daughter. And that is the message that I was trying to bring with this video. I wanted people to say, how do we fix the homeless problem, right? And how do we fix mental health in our veteran community? How do we bring light to their darkness, their personal darkness? And it doesn't have to be a Christian faith. It could just be faith and hope, man. They just need one little bit of hope. And again, if we are given half of South America hope to come here, but we can't give our own damn veterans who served and signed on the dotted line and wrote a blank check for their life, if we can't give those guys hope, we fail. We fail as veterans, we fail as fellow servicemen, and we fail as a country.
And back to your point originally that you said, Dave, we all live by that, right? We leave no man or woman behind. And that doesn't end with the contract. That doesn't end. We all, in some shape, fashion, or form, with TMR here and everyone you see, those in the comment sections, we continue to serve, right? Service didn't stop for us when the uniform went away. And the fact of the matter is, we're not going to leave someone behind. And the fact of the matter is, we've talked about this before with TMR, but there is no reinforcements. No one's coming back to help. So that's why it's so imperative for the community to support Dave, to support TMR, to support the people internally doing things. Because guess what? People will be out there waiting until they're blue, until they pass away and become statistics, because no one's going to come and help. And to your point, having someone like the Marine rapper out there taking the stand that he's taking, you taking the stand that you're taking, sharing the messages that you're sharing, it's more than bringing awareness. It's taking action. It's doing things. It's being able to use your music to give folks that message. Like we've seen in the comment section, people saying that they have the ability to start having words. Because to your point, Dave, I completely agree with many of our veterans. They need help. They're detached. For many of them, they don't have the next mission. One of the things that we've talked about a lot is, what it's like to be able to be in your zone, right? Like when you talked about when you're performing, when you're in there, like you can just see like you are in your element. And that's a powerful place to be. And sadly, many of our veterans don't have that, right? They left service and now it's like, what do I do now? They're purposeless. They don't have a drive. They haven't found whatever that thing may be. And as we're doing what we're doing here, I think there's power in music. People have been sharing that for the mental health aspect of things, to be able to put words to feelings, and also creating pathways to reconnect our community again, right? It doesn't end in service. We all, we've deployed, we've been to war. How do we do these things? We did it as a team. We did it as units. We did it as a coalition. In the veterans community, it's the exact same way. The only way we're going to be able to start beating and changing statistics away from what we're seeing right now and losing brothers and sisters is having these communications, having these conversations, going from awareness to action, going out there to say, hey, you can meet Dave Bray. If he's on tour out there, get the message, go see the show, go support the movement, get behind it, get the newsletter, get the music. Like, this is action now. And I love what you both are doing from that perspective, because it's powerful. So I am 100% in agreement with that point as far as being able to actually, bridge those gaps and, look internal. We're helping everybody else, but we got literally people right at home who are needing us, who need support, and we just can't let them, fade into the dark by themselves.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, with the Marine rapper, and he, like I said, he rides a pop culture element. When you look at Better Man, you can tell it's not quite as pop culture. It's not quite as flashy, but the idea is that this song goes out there in a video form, and I'm not the lion with the big enough roar to make a difference. I'm a small guy, but if I can put a thorn in a big corporation, or if I can put a thorn in somebody in government, or sitting in a political office in a state, and say, you know what? He's right. There is no damn excuse that we can't take care of these guys. We are failing them. And if that song, that video, that you guys just saw for Better Man, if that can wake up a politician, or if that can wake up somebody with big pockets in corporate America to say that they need to do something, that is what I hope. Those are the missions that I'm trying to take on. And again, like I said, just truly blessed to even that you would even show it and play it. But that's the idea behind the music. That's the mission. That's the ministry right there.
No, I think that's powerful. Timar, you had something you were going to say too?
Yeah, man. I just got an idea. I just got a light bulb, bro.
Hey,
okay, and yeah, man, and Dave, bro, I feel like we should do a homeless veteran fundraiser benefit concert. I'll do it for free. You know what I mean? I'll bring my, my side of the aisle hip hop folks and stuff like that, and then we could just merge our two worlds, raise some money for them, and then literally just donate all that money to shelters or whatever, like directly to them. So we don't have to wait on no corporations. And because that's what I've been doing with my guys, and we've been successful with that. And I feel like it just feels like forever when we're waiting on these corporations, man. It's like they don't care as much as we do. You feel me? So like, we just need to like do something cool. Me and you got together and did like a benefit concert for homeless veterans. It'd be major, man.
Yeah. I'd love that, dude.
I was actually thinking about that. You guys could totally do a collab. What is the country? What was the country singer? And I love this song, but I can't think of the names. A country singer and an R&B artist.
Don't get him. TMR, get her. You know who he's talking. Get her.
You talking about Tim McGraw and Nelly?
Yes.
Here he goes. Watch him now. Watch him now. He's fast.
That's what it was. Yes. I was
Nelly?
totally thinking that. Dave Bray and the Marine rapper. I mean, you could totally pull that off. Absolutely.
Me and Dave will do it. Me and Dave will do it.
And let you have like some bars on there, man. Just go at it,
man. Hey, don't send me that track. Don't send me that track, man. You know I'm about to kill that. You know. No, we do the remix.
Yeah. I like it.
Best man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Somebody might get married. You know.
Other people are thinking.
Oh, trust me. This is what's funny. When you were talking earlier, Dave, some comments were like, "Man, when you talk about TMR, it'd be great if there's a collaboration or something going on."
Yeah.
Well, sure as heck, asking you shall receive to a degree. But I think beyond that, again, being able to have met TMR and know who he is, people now being able to see Dave Bray, get to know his heart, see what he's doing. Again, for me, the biggest thing has always been. Once you know how it is, right? Let's call it what it is. We're veterans. If TMR says Dave is good, he's good in my book. I don't care what he's selling. I'm sold. Why? Because that's how we operate as veterans. And really, I think for our community to get to know our veterans, when we're saying, hey, you got to listen to Dave Bray's music, it's not just saying it, but come and see who he is. Hear his words so that when you see his music and you see the collaboration and you see the social media posts, now understand what's going on. It's not just a random graphic of, oh, the Marine rapper and Dave Bray are doing something. No, we're putting into existence those words. So now that we've identified an issue, the homelessness, the epidemic, the things that are happening, we're saying now this concert is an answer to the things we're talking about. So don't just support it and like the video or like the graphic, but put some money behind it. Donate to support it. Because again, TMR, you didn't catch the question earlier, but we talked about the fact that as an independent artist, you have some flexibility to do things however you want and you're dynamic. But the community is needed so heavily to be able to get behind that and rally the troops and say, hey, now that you guys are doing this, how can we fund that? Because we are our own ecosystem. And I think we have the ability to support each other, like that saying goes, right? A high tide rises all ships. We have the ability to support all of our veterans that are doing amazing things. And I think that will be an amazing collab. Again, you got folks in the comment section here losing their mind. Frank is happy as heck. He's saying he's donating the crayons. This is the collab that he was waiting for.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Me and Dave are gonna do a collab. We've talked, but now we need to just do it.
A couple times.
Yeah,
we've been it. Yeah.
Jody said that would be amazing.
I think it's a great idea, and like I said,
it'll bring the two worlds together. You know what I mean?
I've been fanboying on TMR for months now. Probably more.
Well, thank you, man. I was trying to hold back my tears on that last one, man.
That's right. Yeah. Listen,
you saw me, Amy. I was like,
oh, wait a second, Dave. Wait a second. What is this? Dave can rap too.
Oh,
Jody.
We're about to battle. I mean, Dave about to battle. Are we about to?
Oh,
about to go into some,
I don't know. That's like saying Amy can sing, right?
Well,
oh
did
no!
Did I touch on the sore segment?
Oh no! I love it. That was perfect.
I got. When it comes to this guy, man, I got no rap game compared to this dude. I'm the epitome of the whiteness rapness.
Do you own a Samsung or an iPhone?
Say again.
Do you own a Samsung or iPhone, Dave?
Oh, I'm iPhone. Yeah. I'm an iPhone guy.
An iPhone.
Yeah.
Least.
I knew you were the man, Dave. I knew you were the man.
It would just be weird if I didn't, right?
Well, the last time we were here, we had TMR, we had Elliot McKenzie, and Lisa brought up a point here. Amazing singer as well. You know, again, the collab of being able to bring our people together is powerful. And amazing music. His all the stuff that he's doing is amazing. But the one thing that we had on him was he's an Android guy. So we had a poll in the audience of who was iPhone and who was Android, and you know, it was what it was.
It's a touchy subject. You know, you start sharing data and stuff. It's just, it's messy. They need to fix it. You know,
they
need to just get rid of all the Android users, like a Rapture. What happened to them? They don't.
Not a Rapture. Susan is saying. Susan is calling you out. She said she saw you blushing, Dave.
I wish Dave was here last week. I wish Dave was here last week when Elliot was here. He said Rapture.
Yep, he's like the Rapture. Just take them all away. Poof, they're gone.
Well, I mean, that's basically what's happening to conservatives on social media is like a social media rapture. I think it's coming. I'm a believer. I still believe that there's definitely something happening in the faith community and the Christian community. And I think God is going to find a way to use social media to truly bring people together. I have faith that it's got to be there. It has to get there, or else there will be. I believe there's going to be a giant just walk off. People are just going to be done, and they're not going to be supporting what social media supports anymore.
There already is.
Yeah.
We got Kim here. You may or may not know. Kim is Dave's doing some great work helping our first responders. She's with Badges United. You see her and her service dog Thor. She's another one of our amazing folks on the first responder and veteran side of the house. Great work that she's doing. Glad that you're here hanging out with us and spending the evening. But again, to the credit, Dave, of the amazing work that you're doing. Kudos to you coming from there as well. For sure.
And that's why I like Dave, because like he's about it. You know what I mean? I like people. I think I was having a conversation with Amy earlier talking about like music and authenticity and stuff. And I like when people like actually are about the life and live that life and stuff like that. So like that's why I like Dave. He's actually about it. You know what I mean? So.
Dave, you said it, Dave. Jody said, "Please don't kill us." Jody is definitely Team Android. Not in the Rapture.
The Rapture's gone. What do you mean? There never was an Android. That's why.
Dave, I don't think you want to kill them. Dave, you just want to put them you want to just kind of like put them on an island, right, Dave?
Well, where do people go when the Rapture happens? Put them wherever they go.
It's either heaven or hell, right? Heaven or hell.
Yeah, you don't get the 7 years. No, there is no 7 years in between.
Nope.
Better make sure your social media accounts are in check, because St. Peter is going to be going through.
Yeah, like so.
He's going to be like, "What was this all about?"
Like, so talk to me about this. Talk to me about this post right here. What exactly did you mean?
Download this. Bam, you're done.
Wow, you have no mercy for these Android users.
Nah, I got nothing against him. Honestly, it's like I said, it just never fails. Like the one guy in the band's like, man, I'm on Android, so you can't get the group text. We can't send him all the same stuff at the same time. You got to send the extra one just for him. It's just a pain in the ass. That's all.
The green bubble and all that.
Yeah, it's like ew. Get it out.
Like it's green. It's green for a reason. It's green because it's yuck.
Oh no. Eric actually is celebrating his birthday today. He said he's celebrating his birthday, hanging out with us here. He said there's hope. He's saying, hey, look, you go to the Apple Store and get yourself good to go. Susan is finding some support in the comment section and said, Jody, it's you and me, I guess, for the Team Android side of the house. Dave, I want to be very respectful of your time as well. I know you had a soft time to be able to also pull and get to some other things you have. But I really, really appreciate the Marine Rapper for jumping on. I want to be respectful of your time as well and your commitments. But I think that being able to just, spend a little bit of time with you here, get to know you a little bit, let people get to know your personality. And again, just as veterans hanging out, having some banter, I think that's really what people sometimes miss and don't have. And that's really part of what we do here. It's just, we talk about a variety of different things, but if we can just be veterans for a little bit, use technology, to your point, use social media to bring us together. You could have been anywhere on a Friday night, but you chose to be here with us and spend some time. And Dave, you're powerful. Say it again.
I said I'm honored to be here.
Yeah.
There's a difference. I didn't choose. It is my honor, honestly.
No, and we love having you here. And again, TMR, for you jumping on and kind of surprising Dave and being able to collaborate and make some things come true, I think is powerful. So, on the Veteran Network side, what we want to do is support this type of thing, right? Is support collaborations like this. Me and the Marine Rapper, we've been talking about this. We're expanding to have a collaboration between Veterans Network and an artistic side of the house for musicians. So there's a lot of things we want to do and support. But being able to spend this time with you, I just wanted to thank you because we're honored to be able to be with you. To have one of our own. Again, aside of everything else, first and foremost, you're one of our own. You are a veteran. You're putting an amazing message out there, and to be able to support what you're doing, I want folks to really be able to go out there, support the movement, support your music, the things that you are doing, the future collaborations. In the future, we'll be able to have a conversation and take a deeper dive into you as a person. But I think just to be able to kind of just introduce you to a new audience that may have not been blessed by your music tonight, they were able to have that for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, man, and thanks to you and the team and TMR for coming on. Honestly, man, I'm flattered. Even though you didn't come on to see me, you came on for DP. I get it, but that's fine. That's fine.
No,
my name's Dave too. My name's Dave too.
There's two Daves.
Kings and Stars. Kings and Stars.
I actually did come on for just you. Seriously, I came on for
Did you, dude? Man, I am flattered. Now you're making me blush. I'm starstruck.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get together with this guy, and
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a record. We're gonna
do an exercising cool for this thing. It's gonna hit.
And exercising cool.
He's got the flow, and I got the goosebumps. And when you put goosebumps on the right flow, it's gonna blow.
Right.
It's gonna be.
Man, I tell you what,
I'm stoked, man.
This is one incredible Friday Night Live. We've got TMR, we've got Dave, and we've got Elliot in the audience with us. I mean, talking about powerhouse of music, Alan here.
Man,
Elliot said he would jump in, but we can't have more than 5 on at a time. Otherwise,
I'll leave just so I can get Elliot and Dave. I want Elliot and David here because
It will sit
we'll
down
leave
in that chair. It will remain engaged. It will make sure the Marine Rapper stays on board this podcast. we were talking about eating crayons and stuff earlier, and they're like, "Well, they make crayons that taste like chocolate."
He didn't know about him. I had to put him on.
I said, "What the hell's the point of that?" That makes
there's no waxing.
It almost didn't happen.
But TMR, you missed the point where Dave said, "But I don't want the chocolate. I want the wax."
It's supposed to taste like a dang crayon. That's the whole point.
I'm color coordinated. You look at this, color coordinated.
I see you.
So we color coordinated today, Dave. Look, Dave, color coordinated, bro.
Are you nibbling?
I just want to know, when you go to Walmart, do you buy the 64 or the 128 count? So.
Well, I actually moved on to the rainbow Sharpies. I just eat Sharpies by the way.
Rainbow Sharpie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Me it was I was on the the 8 pack, when I was struggling rapper, but now I get that
He's
with a sharpener on the back. That's what when you hit the billboard, you can get the sharpener on the back.
Yeah.
He's got the unreleased colors, the row of unreleased colors on the back that you can't even get unless you buy the big dogger.
I call up Crayola. They're like, "What do you want?" I was like, I want that magenta." They're like, "Bet, got you."
Yellow dye number 5. You can't get that stuff. That stuff street value alone. Yellow dye number 5. That's the shit that killed Cyndi Lauper, wasn't it?
you got Kim here, Dave. She's been following for a year, so she loves the work that you are doing on your side of the house. So just kind of sharing some love for you as well on that end there also.
Well, I'm talking about the first responders. That the video and song that you have of Last Call, man, I caught that today for the first time. That talk about hitting home. That's deep.
Man. That's a tough one. And I just got back from Texas this week. I flew down for the America's Defenders Foundation, and they formed right after the Dallas 5 situation happened right there in Dallas. And Mike Rumfield, and he had me down there to perform Last Call for their annual Blue Line Gala. And I'll tell you what, man, as far as a song that is difficult to perform, that song right there, I don't care if it's 2 people in the audience or like this event, it was probably close to 1,000, but there was a whole group of what they call blue royalty in the audience. They're people that have lost their loved ones to the line of duty death. So I go into, I play the song Survivor, and then they start a video at the end of Survivor, and Last Call shows basically their family members, and they didn't know that they were going to do this. And I'm getting choked up just sitting here thinking about it. Give me a second. Like, they didn't know that their family, they knew that the families knew that they were going to be memorialized, but they didn't know that I was going to be singing live for them, for the memorial and for the video. And it like I can feel their pain. I can tangibly feel their pain. And again, this is sort of the difference between, like, you got a different array and spectrum of artists that are out there in the military community. But for me to be able to sing a song that allows them to touch back into their emotions and feel and heal by exercising that pain and helping to fill that void with a little bit of music, just for that moment in time to remember their loved one, like, he's still there. If you can do that with music, man, there's something way more powerful than any WAP out there, way more powerful than any Old Town Road out there. I don't care. If you can touch somebody's soul in a way that they can, for one moment, for 5 minutes of a song, just feel normal and fill that void in their heart with music. That is why I feel like I've been given the gift that I've been given to help those people.
Jody is sharing the Last Call for her. She says is a tearjerker for sure. It took her 6 months before she could listen to it without bawling.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know if we're gonna play it or not, but the song was written from a perspective of an officer who was shot, and he's given his last words over the radio back to his wife, back to his kids, and then his brothers and sisters who continue to hold the thin blue line. So it's brutal. It's a tough one, you know.
Well, before you leave, we could definitely, people are asking for it. We could definitely, now that it's already been set, ain't saying nothing but a word.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me get a unit to FDR on 112. Shots fired.
I'll mute my mic.
Man down, I'm bleeding out. There's no time, so please hear me out. These are the last few words that I'd like to say to you all. This is my last call. Tell my wife I love her and that I won't be home tonight. Thank her for those long, hard years that we tried to get it right. And tell her I'll be waiting after she makes it through it all. This is my last call. But ask her to forgive me. Tell her I'm sorry. That I can't be. waiting where the winter meets the fall. This is my last call. And tell my children that I love them. Oh yeah, that daddy always loved them so. And tell them to hold their mother tight and to never let her go. Tell them I'll always be watching, looking over them through it all. This is my last call. Tell them to fight for me. Do what's right for me. Choose the light for me. Don't ever forget me. Tell them I'll always be watching, and I'll be there when they fall. This is my last call. For those who served beside me and who held that thin blue line, I saved a few good lives, but I couldn't save my own. This is my last call.
All units, stand by for a special announcement. Emergency traffic only. 11:45. Prince William calling, 11:45. This is the final call for 11:45. Officer Ashley Gwendon, end of watch, February 27th, 2016.
Wow.
May you rest in peace.
Ashley was on the job for 1 day. She died on her first day of service as a law enforcement officer. She perished. So it's a tribute to our brothers and sisters in blue. These guys in this day and age, it's funny. Like my kid's football coach is a cop. We have church members that are officers that they help out with parking cars and all kinds of stuff. These are community members. You know what I mean? And when they're being targeted for a job that they're doing in protection for us. And, the media is just destroying families. They're crucifying our law enforcement right now. And it's a hard time to wear the badge for these guys and girls, So anyway, that's all I'll say about that. It's just
No, it's Kim had a great point. Our blue line has a tough job right now. Let's try to do everything we can to support them and tell them thank you. They are the good ones that are getting burnt out and need support. Kim and I have gone back and forth and talked about this. One, it's a powerful video. I've shared this before. as a first responder myself, down at 9/11, retired from law enforcement as well as being a veteran. Kim as well, being on both sides of the house. That's probably the hardest thing you ever do. Like when you're in service and you're doing, barrel duty, like all of this. It's one of the things that people just need to see because it's powerful. And to your point, one day on the job. Like, for many individuals, you have good men and women get up to do their job. They're just like me. I'd get up every day, go do my job, and you don't know if you'll come back. And the fact is, for many of folks, sadly, that happened. And to be able to, to your point, Dave, get through the clutter, the noise of what's going on, and understand that there are good men and women doing some good things out there, risking their lives day in, day out to be able to, support and serve. It's I think what gets missed a lot for the first responders. We do the business of warfare in the military, and guess what? While you're deployed, it's those men and women, those first responders that are making sure that your loved ones back home are safe. If something happens and you can't get home, guess who's going to show up, right? It's someone in blue. It's a firefighter who's going to be able to help your wife who may have a situation going on that you can't do while you're downrange doing God's business, right? While you're doing, you're serving God and country and you're doing your thing. Who's there supporting that family, right? Who's there to help your kid if something happens? That it's a unified thing, and sometimes I think we forget that piece of it. Again, you're deployed forward, you're doing some amazing things, your kick-ass job, but while you're out there, your wife and kids, your mom, your brother, your sister, your dad, if something happens, it's that cop car showing up to help and try to support those firefighters, those EMTs and so forth. I love this song, so this hits very near and dear for many reasons. But I definitely wanted to share that because I think it is a very powerful message. So I just love it. I'll bring up some comments here. Dave, like I said, I don't want to hold you too long, but I want to at least share that with the audience. And again, make a call for those who don't know or haven't done it yet. Please check out DaveBrayUSA.com. If you go here, you'll see all his social media platforms. You'll see all the work that he's doing, supporting his music, supporting his art. Again, we've touched on this a few times, and I'll keep saying it. As independent artists, guess what? I want to support our people. And that's the only way you can continue to get this message out there because it's a narrative of saying, you know what, Dave, you want to get with TMR and do something? Yeah, let's collab and do that. That's the power of them being able to do this as independent artists. They're not tied to a label saying, nope, you can't do that. Got to clear by this stuff and go through all that red tape. But, to give the people what they want, we need the people to help give them the resources to give the people what they want. So if this music and this messaging and what Dave is doing, what TMR is doing, many others is impactful, and you're sharing all that, buy a CD, share a CD, get one for yourself, get one for someone else, support them, share the music, get involved because it is powerful business, and the work that you all are doing, I think, is amazing, Dave. So I just wanted to give another shout out and make sure people know how to support you, get behind you, because it's amazing things that you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, and again, if you just want to follow the mission, subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button because again, I never know if my social media is going to get yanked. And the same with TMR. You go to his website, hit the subscribe button because that might be the only contact you have with us. If the social media rapture gets rid of, people with our stances and our beliefs of faith and patriotism, and we're gone one day. Anybody who hashtag MAGA, boom, get rid of them. That's how quick it could happen, and we're all done. So
I tell you what, but the Marine rapper's fine. He's not controversial. The Marine rapper's not doing anything crazy, putting out no sneakers, no holy wars are going on.
I'll chew my nails for you, man. I'll chew my nails.
There's nothing crazy. There's nothing crazy that he's doing out there. It's just regular old stuff. Nothing that's gonna stir up anything. It's not like he's out there inciting some kind of holy war. Oh snap! What's going on here?
War. He's the dog in the fight, man. I love this guy.
Man, look, we've shared it before. We've told people, but look.
I said if they're gonna cancel me, I need to give them a reason.
Man, look. I don't know if they're ready. The people ain't ready for the holy war yet. We'll go back over here. I don't want to hold Dave up. They don't want it, but I'm still gonna give it to him in a second anyway.
Yeah. Nah, man.
Really get me kicked off, man.
That song kicks ass. That's one of my favorite tracks that he's done.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull up Holy War because I think I think they're ready.
We're all here. Let's play.
You know, would you mind, good sir, if I pull up said song? May I press the button?
At your own risk, bro. Get the Veterans Network canceled.
look. We know exactly what we're going into. We jumping off this C-130 and we're picking some fights. So let's go.
Hey, you're about to open up the business.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And the ballad. Nobody knows what to do with themselves. I'm black, conservative rap, and I think for myself. No draft, but serve for my land, educated myself, and got diplomas in black, 3 degrees on the shelf. Sorry, I'm not sorry, mama taught me to be civil. Sorry, I'm not sorry, I made better life decisions. Sorry, I'm not sorry, I don't fit in with your stigma. And I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, ain't another house. And you can't say I'm racist or hateful on skin pigment. No white supremacist, discriminant or a bigot. No, I can blame the system for instance and yell victim for all my situations. I guess that's my black privilege. And I can gather patriots, Trumpers, and all the Christians. This little Nas, my people will surely listen. They don't like Nike with Satan all in the stitching. He's kicking up all the mischief on YouTube to all your children. So little Nas X, TMR, what about the bar? I'm a G.I. Joe, went to war, got the battle scar. I just hope you know that if you go dissing they homie, they'll tell you to go control with your children watching the home. And on top of that, say you hating, they'll say that you're homophobic. This day in life ain't my focus, this holy war what I'm joining. They canceling all the truth and targeting all your youth. Battle for the soul, so sneakers I made them too. Battle for the soul, so sneakers I made them too. Battle for the soul, so sneakers battle for the soul, so sneakers battle for the soul, so sneakers I made them too. Battle for the soul, so sneakers battle for the soul, so sneakers